Oh, it's the week after Labor Day, and a lot of homeschoolers are just starting their school after Labor Day.
Or making those final decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe they just decided.
Yeah.
We're not going to go to school this year. We're going to homeschool.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
Available to be called and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
talk to
it's not
us.
too late.
Not absolutely.
No, you can if you've just kind of decided to make that change in your family, you can call us. We'll get you going.
We love doing
A
that.
lot of little questions yesterday, like I'm looking for this book, or I need one more thing.
Yeah.
Can you help me find this, or have any suggestions for that? And we love to talk about it.
And I think this is what you have, Sarah, is one of those kind of things.
You know, it comes up fairly regular, right? Handwriting with older kids. Let's say
Believe it or not.
you're prioritizing other things when they're little, learning to read, getting your math done, and the handwriting might sneak by you. And sometimes you've got a student who will come up to you and say, Mom, can you get me a little something for handwriting? I mean, we'd like to think that could happen. Most likely it's going to be your impetus, but Handwriting Without Tears is something a lot of people know for little kids, and they've come out with this new one that is Cursive and Beyond. It's for grades 6 and up. So what age is that? Is that like
12.
11, 12-ish? Yeah, these are the kids who are saying, I don't like my handwriting. Give me a little something. Now, this is brand new,
Mom
so you
is
got all my
concerned
sticky
about
notes
the
in here.
handwriting.
Yes, Mom doesn't like how this
Right,
works. Or kids start to
absolutely.
get a little self-conscious, I think,
Yeah.
about their handwriting. So I've got a teacher guide. This is the student book. Now, you can use this student book. Go ahead and show a few pages. You can have a student work through this independently.
Yeah.
It's gonna go through some interesting things. There's a little bit of review at the beginning. You're gonna get into some Latin and Greek roots
cool.
here, and
That's really good.
you know, it's really just a page or two a day kind of thing. They're gonna spend a little time on making connections between tricky letters and.
So they're
Pause
just
and
writing
practice.
down below.
Yeah, it's a
on those
consumable little
previous
book.
ones.
This is a here's your handwriting, and I'd say it's like a little two-page spread a day. You know, maybe one page if that's what your student can handle. But then they
Very
get
good.
into some cool stuff here, like working on your signature.
Oh, fun.
And you know, they step away from the format to express some individuality here. But then we get into the theme pages, and these are going to have a lot of Latin and Greek roots and just some really fun assignments individual-wise. But I want to show you this teacher book because the kid who's going to benefit from this is one who needs a little something extra.
Okay.
Extra guidance from the parent.
Extra guidance from the
and
parent.
the parent needs more guidance too?
Something is up. There's a
Yeah.
reason the handwriting hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Now, this is a classroom resource, and this comes with a 30-day free access to some online resources.
Okay.
I looked at them. They're pretty teachery versus homey.
Okay.
But some of the stuff this is going to work on is, sorry, it's super new. It's super new.
Yeah.
Good for students with dyslexia,
Okay.
remediation. There's a lot of
good.
self-checks in here, verbal cues. If you've got a student who needs to auditorily process, you know, it comes out their mouth and in their ear. But this is brand new from Handwriting Without Tears.
And Ruth made a video about handwriting without tears.
Long time ago.
So it's a unique style, and there's a unique method
Yeah.
that would be good to
Very
understand.
helpful.
But you
Yeah.
feel like you could come into that if you've never used it before, into that level 6. That
You
there's
can.
enough review.
You know, if this is too far beyond and we need to back up a level, there's a
Yeah.
can-do cursive
Yeah.
that you could come into first.
Okay,
But
that's good to know.
You've got
Speaking
another
of
handwriting. number.
This is for more of the younger grades, and this is from Master Books. So
Also brand new.
we're also very,
Yeah.
very new. Just
Yeah.
looked at it yesterday.
No pressure.
Yeah. So geared for 1st to 2nd grade, but even the early learners.
This is a huge book.
And even for
It looks
for
overwhelming.
kids who
but
need a
it's
little
not.
extra practice. It's called A to Zoo because we're going to be learning about animals.
Oh, fun.
So along the way. So that's going
Yeah.
to be fun for kids. It's open and go. I love this. Up here in the corner, I mean, parents ask all the time, you know, what's the schedule?
Yeah.
What's it look like?
Yeah,
And
right
so you're
there.
going to have lessons. There's going to be 180 days and then 36 lessons, which are a week, daily exercises.
36 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great. Approximately 20 to 30 minutes. And you're going to, right here, we're looking about a cardinal. So you're going to be practicing the C, writing the uppercase, lowercase. You're going to be reading.
Oh,
you know.
lovely.
So
Lots of
it's
good
a lot of
tie-ins.
fun. And so it's going to go over several days. And then
Okay.
got there the A, alpaca.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
A little different than just the apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
if you want some extra practice, back here in the back of the book, we have some extra practice, and it's even labeled very nicely too. So easy for the parent to see that this will go with lesson 3, exercise 3, day 13. How simple is
Sometimes
that?
the Master Books provides extra pages and stuff. Do they have?
They do.
with
They
this
have
too?
on their website. They have printable pages that you can write with. So.
Cool.
A lot
I'll
of
flip it. This is a big
fun
book.
activities. So they're going to be learning their letters, words, short sentences, numbers, and simple punctuation.
Oh,
So
very cool.
And
Yeah.
it's pretty.
it is pretty. And it does have Christian content. So
Okay.
you're going to find verses in there and
Okay.
learn a lot about animals. And what child doesn't love learning about animals and going to the zoo?
And we'll have really
So-
thorough descriptions about both of those
Yeah.
brand new things
Yeah.
Coming up.
on our website.
Yeah.
I should probably work on that today.
I mean, pardon
Seeing
me.
work to do and doing it. And so
Ruth, you've got new levels of something you have been working on.
So Master Books has been adding in over this last year in a flurry, and
Yeah.
very well done, grades 7, 8, 9, and 10. And all of these have come lickety-split, yeah.
Okay.
And so we've had 7 for a good while, this past spring. And that's 7.
Okay.
And each one of these books always has one tie-in text.
And this is the language lessons for
a
living education.
That's right. Often known by customers as Master Books Language Arts.
Okay.
And the lower grades all have this book as a tie-in, and it's a beautiful Bible storybook. If you can see these gorgeous pages, and
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Old Testament and New Testament, and you'll see I was assuming it was up. Down here, there's a summary for kids. You could just read to the younger age, and then there's a more elaborate one. But this is the connecting book for the 7th and 8th grade as well. We just got 8th grade in, and I've not had a lot of time to look at it, but it does follow that same 180 days. It has all the helps in the back for the teacher. This is a one book language
arts. That's very appealing to a lot of families.
Yeah. Now, they do want you to read in addition to this, and that's up to you and your kiddo, what else you do, so that you add in more literature in addition to these main texts, these core texts. But every day you're doing something, you're engaging. There's also nonverbal and verbal skills included in the language arts. I really like that aspect. So 8 is brand new.
Brand new. You're getting so many little fresh cuts here today, golly.
And 9 combines Pilgrim's Progress. So you're
Easy for you to say.
you're going through the original text. It's not a rewrite, and so they recommend this book with it.
Yeah.
And
it's such a cool book.
it is. It's like a diary. You could do this on your own, but you are documenting as you go. There might be questions to ask. There's some memory verses. There's a simple index, and this would become like a journal of your time with this piece of literature, very famous allegory. So they're working on that kind of ideas all year. And then 10 just came out, and 10 is tied with the
Like
life
this
of
little book.
Washington.
Yeah.
And it's a fun one. You want to show
It's
that
just
one off?
really cool. It looks kind of antique-y, but
Yeah.
this is not.
Yeah.
It's brand
Uneven
new.
edges.
But it
Yes.
has a very nostalgic
Yes.
flavor to it. Even the little edges of the pages are like deckled, like someone had to cut those.
Yeah.
It's
And it was
really
originally
neat.
written by a daughter of a signer of the Declaration of Independence.
So firsthand information.
yeah, in the 1800s.
Secondhand information.
Yeah. So, and that is tied with this. They're going to work on biography and also autobiography. So as
It's a little
you work through
nonfiction
them-
in grade 10.
Absolutely. And so then you're also getting into doing research in MLA format. And so you're really working through that. They take you step by step as a student to learning that, because that's a tough
Right.
concept.
Well, and Ruth, you
And
mentioned, a
documentation.
lot of times families will have an uncomfortable gap when you do a very Charlotte Mason elementary school,
Yeah.
and then bam, we're writing essays.
Yeah.
And you've
making
mentioned
that-
this makes that
I feel
transition
like
a little
this
smoother.
one really does do that. That guides you very step by step over that difficult bridge. And a lot of times, people who like the Charlotte Mason approach end up kind of ditching it when actually it can grow through high school. And I think they do a pretty good job of doing that.
Of going there with
Yeah.
you. Would you say
So-
this falls into that high interaction, low prep spot on a parent, or how?
They are guiding that student to kind of become more independent. So
Okay.
you're there, but I think it's more, especially if you've grown through this process with all of these volumes, it's going to be a little bit lower on the parent end.
And your video about building the language arts.
Oh,
It's such a great video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this would, according to the publisher, cover, you could get it all in the book
Right,
there.
right.
So your language
And
arts.
you're adding- yeah.
And you're adding some extra reading.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and if the term Charlotte Mason is new to you, we've
got-
got a little video on that
That.
explains
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
this terminology that we can link for you too. All right, pivot from language arts. Amber, you've got something very practical.
I do. I have personal finance.
Language arts.
So the publisher
Yes, it's
started
practical. Jeez.
with money. We have to
Money,
go there.
money.
So parents are looking for ways to teach their kids about money, and Beyond Personal Finance was the first book. And it was such a hit that they came up with
Yeah.
Before Personal Finance.
Which is super
So
good.
Before Personal Finance is for the grades 3rd through 7th grade. So,
Okay.
and it's just a beginner's guide to the future. It's going to have a little avatar in there, and they're going to get to live life through the years of like 13 to 22.
Oh, fun.
So we're going to be
So
looking
they're-
at a little job here and there.
We're traveling.
and stuff.
We're time traveling.
It's so fun, and they give a.
That's great.
These books are so easy to use. The QR codes that take you to the teachers' resources are very easy. The layout
Oh,
for,
there it is.
I can't find it now, of course, but the layout for the week, oh, here we go. The lesson, what it's gonna cover, how long it's gonna take. 10 lessons are gonna take approximately 2 hours or so.
Okay.
So you could spread that out. You could over
This
a
would be
couple
really fun
days.
in a co-op setting, a group
Oh, yeah.
setting, multiple ages at home.
Yeah, you're going to. There's no videos with this one, but there's with the older kids, and there's someone stopped at our convention and said, "Hey, that is a good program. We use it in our co-op.
Oh,
We love
cool.
it. The kids love it
Cool.
because it's not teaching about finance as much as it's living life with finances.
They're inserting your
And-
student into situations, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this the one where it says your fridge
the
broke
game.
down?
The game of life kind
yeah,
of
a little
idea.
bit of game of life.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have like the spin that you can find on their website where you can life happens kind of thing. And
Which
then,
is so real.
yeah,
It feels
right?
like someone's doing that
Right,
sometimes.
exactly. Yes.
Who's spinning my wheel?
And how do you budget for that?
Yeah.
So
Right.
people that you should know every week has someone that you're going to learn about too.
Cool.
That influence the finance world.
So that's
And
younger, and this
I
is
tell
high
you what,
school.
yesterday I entered a lot of orders for this one. It's really becoming a hit.
It's really hit a nerve, I think,
Yeah.
because it's so practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this one, Beyond Personal Finance, is a semester. So you're looking at a
For high
half
school.
credit for high school, 9th through 12th grade. And this one is going to continue the idea from 22 to 42. Now,
Oh,
what program
wow.
actually takes you through life? College, apartments, houses, marriage, pets,
It's
all
really
that good
to
stuff.
have that
So,
future idea. Because
Yeah.
To see where you're headed.
right, and to weigh
potentially.
if we go this
Yeah.
route or that route, and so you get the book, and then you will also get with this purchase. It's very nice and easy here. Up in the beginning of the book, you're going to have all the codes that you're going to
They're right
enter.
there?
Yep. And that's going to give your teacher access, the student access. There's videos, and teachers will get a 5-minute video, which is really neat. And then the student gets almost a 30-minute video for
So this
20
one
lessons.
actually has a teacher on video. The before has little snippets.
Right. There's teachers' resources on
Okay.
the website, but not videos. So,
You know,
all right,
I
it's
just
nice
think
and
it's so
neutral.
cool that, you can tell kids to plan ahead. You can tell kids don't get in credit card debt.
Yeah.
But when they're playing
Yeah.
along and
Yeah.
they see that this this could happen.
Yeah.
It sticks.
And it allows good interaction with the parents too of, you know what, when I was a kid, I bought this or I regretted that or whatever, you know.
Usually it's I wish I'd have kept that car. So, all right.
Okay.
Let's go
Sarah, what do you
practical
have?
into pretty again. Okay.
Okay.
So, first of all, can you guys show some of these pages?
These are gorgeous.
These are the most beautiful books of poetry. They're illustrated poetry. And
Emily Dickinson, I love.
there's only these two poets right now. So we've got Emily Dickinson and Robert Frost. And I could see these just being on your shelf for a kid to pick up. They're so attractive. However, you can also weave it into your ELA because there are some really cool discussion questions in the margins. And that definitely warrants a second look. And then, something we took to conventions was this. Parents loved
Beautiful
this.
day in the neighborhood.
Do you know Mr. Rogers wrote poetry? Oh, it's so gorgeous.
He wrote songs.
But that's a really sweet book. And the reason we talked about poetry is because today is the deadline for turning in our summer book contest entries, and our theme was poetry. So if you didn't get in on this year, don't worry. This is the kit. We do these every year. We change the theme, but these are some of the past winners. If you guys want to just show some of these.
Show these off.
So when you write your story, you're getting this kit, and this is the product that each author is getting in the mail, is their own story in this beautiful hardcover book. And then Rainbow chooses prizes. We have 3 age groups, and these are the overall winners, and these are for sale on the Rainbow Resource website. Isn't that a cool thing?
Yep. I think at this point it'd be great to get for Christmas.
Yeah, this is for
Writing it
sale
all the time.
year round.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
put a
Different
special
SKU.
price on it for the book contest, but it is for sale all the time if you want to do a neat little Christmas story as a gift or
Published.
something.
Published author.
But today's the day, so we'll be announcing the winner of that
Oh, I
coming
can't
up.
wait to
and
read some of these poems.
Don't worry, we'll put those on a video too when the time comes.
Absolutely.